Hello, my name is Alice Jang, and I will be presenting our Prezi on sex education for teens. Our group members were Jennifer Shim, Alice Jang, and Daniel Park. So we wanted to start off with the subtopic sex, consent or coercion. Sexual intercourse is defined as when a man's penis enters the woman's vagina. Before sexual intercourse takes place, both parties must be in agreement and consent to having sexual intercourse. There are major differences between consent and coercion. Sexual intercourse must not take place if both parties are not in agreement. So, the difference between consent is the permission or agreement to do something, while coercion is persuading or forcing or pressuring someone to do something by using force or threats. We also wanted to talk about puberty since the presentation was aimed towards teenagers. Puberty is a time when biological changes occur in order to reach mental, physical, and sexual maturity. It usually begins around the age of 19 in some children, while it starts later for other children around the age of 15. Puberty has different effects on males and females, but both create changes in the body to reach maturation. So, in males, in puberty, facial hair starts to grow along underarm hair, and pubic hair also starts to grow. The voice begins to crack, and the laryngeal prominence enlarges. There is an increase in sweat and oil glands. The production of semen begins. There's an enlargement of testes, scrotum, and penis, and a growth spurt kicks in. So, this is a before picture of what males look like before puberty. And this is an after picture of what males look like. You could see that they're a lot taller, they have facial hair. Females in puberty, their breasts begin to develop. Underarm hair also starts to grow along with pubic hair. Eggs in the ovaries mature and menstrual cycle begins. There's an increase in sweat and oil glands, and the growth spurt also kicks in. These are females before puberty, and these are females after puberty. You can see the enlargement of the breasts and like the widening of the hips. We also wanted to go into sexual behavior and break down the physiological mechanisms of sexual behavior. So the hypothalamus is a very important role in motivated behaviors, kind of like regulating body temperature, sleep regulation, and also sex. The limbic system structures like the amygdala and the nucleus accumbens are important for sexual motivation. And you can see here that the nucleus accumbens is right this little sphere here, and the hypothalamus is this entire area. And the amygdala is slightly larger than the nucleus accumbens, and it's kind of sandwiches the hypothalamus. The sexual response cycle breaks down sex into four stages: excitement, which is the arousal phase of the cycle; plateau, in which women experience swelling of the vagina while men experience a full erection; orgasm, when women have contractions of the pelvis and uterus while men have pelvic contractions accompanied by a buildup of seminal fluid; and resolution, the rapid return to an unaroused state. So you can see here there's the excitement stage, which is a steady curve up. The plateau, which kind of stays flat, and there's a huge peak in orgasm, and then resolution is when the peak starts to come down. And we also wanted to talk about contraception for teenagers and the options that they have. In order to have safe and protected sex, contraception is recommended for everyone to use. There are many different kinds of contraceptions available for both males and females to prevent pregnancies and other infections and diseases. So males, they are able to wear male condoms, which are thin rubbers worn around the penis prior to intercourse to prevent pregnancies and the transfer of sexually transmitted infections. Spermicide is a chemical that kills sperms that is found in the forms of cream, gel, and foam. Females have a lot more options. They can take birth control pills, medication that is taken orally to control hormones. an IUD, which stands for intrauterine device, which is a plastic device that is inserted into the uterus and also releases hormones. The birth control shot is an injection or hormone of hormones to prevent pregnancies for 3 months. The cervical cap is a silicone cap that is placed in the vagina 6 hours before intercourse. The female condom is a pouch inserted into the vagina prior to sexual intercourse. The birth control implant is a small device that is implanted into the woman's arm and can prevent pregnancies for up to 4 years. The vaginal ring is a plastic ring inserted into the vagina on a monthly basis. So, talking about contraception, we always go into STDs and the prevention of STDs. There are many different kinds of sexually transmitted diseases. The most common ones are the human papilloma virus infection, also known as HPV, genital herpes, chlamydia, syphilis, gonorrhea, and HIV or AIDS. These are all transmitted through sexual intercourse if there is no protection worn during intercourse. Today in America, 25% of the people have an STD according to HIV plus MAG. These can be prevented by wearing the right protection prior to having sexual intercourse and making sure to get tested. So, sexuality can be defined as a person's sexual orientation or preference. Adolescence is when sexual feelings begin to stir, and in many cultures, sexual behavior is initiated. There are variations among cultures in sexual behaviors during adolescence, and this is primarily due to whether or not a specific culture accepts or rejects premarital sex. So, in permissive cultures, most Northern European countries fall under this category. In these countries, they tolerate and encourage adolescent sexuality. The adolescents in these countries usually begin an active sexual life in their late teens, with their parents allowing their boyfriend or girlfriend to stay the night. Semi restrictive cultures are mostly developed countries that are like the US, Canada, and most of Europe. They have restrictions and prohibitions on premarital adolescent sex, but they're not really strongly enforced and they can be evaded. Most adults in these cultures kind of tend to ignore evidence of premarital sex as long as young people are discreet. In restrictive cultures, like countries in Asia and South America, they place strong prohibitions on adolescent sexual activity before marriage. This restriction is enforced through social norms by keeping boys and girls separated. And in some countries, the taboo on premarital sex can include the threat of punishment or public shaming. Whenever you engage in sexual intercourse, it's very wise to talk about things with your partner. But the question is, what is there to talk about? Well, it's okay to keep some things private. Every type of relationship involves communicating. You guys should talk about the type of relationship that you want. Do you both want a committed or non committed relationship, sexual or non sexual, friendly or romantic? STI status: when was each partner tested for STIs and what were the results? How many sexual partners has each person had? And birth control: what kind of birth control precautions does each couple want to use? Are you both open to the possibility of pregnancy in case these birth control methods do not work? And talking about safe sex, we have a video. How do I talk to my partner about safe sex?
Okay, so you two want to have sex with each other. Yay for you. But before you get to the good stuff, you need to talk about being safe. You need to talk about using protection when you have vaginal, anal, or oral sex. All the things you need to make your sex the best sex. Wondering how to bring this stuff up? We've got your back. Here's how to make conversations about safer sex easy and sexy.
Whoa, aren't you on the pill?
Yeah?
So why do we need this?
Well, I would feel safer if I had extra protection.
And I definitely don't want to worry about STDs.
Man, why'd you have to go there? You know I'm not trying to think about that right now.
Neither am I. So, how about you wear this, and then neither of us has to worry about STDs or getting pregnant, so we can focus on each other.
But it feels so much better without one. I mean, condoms get so dry.
I don't think we'll have that problem. And honestly, I'm not going to do it without a condom. I care too much about myself to risk my health like that. And I care about you too. Come on, babe. I'll put it on for you.
Yeah, okay. I'm in.
Safer sex can definitely be sexy sex. It's all about attitude. Let's check out another couple.
Look what I got today.
What is that?
It's a dam. You use it for oral to prevent STDs.
Come on, girls can't get STDs from other girls.
My doctor said that that's actually not true. It's more common if you go down on a guy, but you can still get STDs in your mouth from eating a girl out. You can get herpes like that.
For real?
Yeah.
Let me see that. Oh, wow. That feels a lot better than I thought it would. It smells like vanilla.
So, would you want to try it? Come on, it could be fun. You know, different sensations and whatnot.
Okay. But I want to go first.
No problem.
STDs don't discriminate. Anyone who has any kind of sex can get an STD. That's why safer sex is important for everyone. Here's one more example.
Where do you keep your condoms?
Oh, don't worry, I'm clean.
When was the last time you were tested?
I don't know, but I'm clean.
Wait, so you don't use condoms and you don't get tested?
Well, I mean, I use condoms sometimes. Look, chill. It's all good down there, I promise. I've never had any problems. And I think I would know if something was up with my junk.
You know that's not how it works, right? Most people who have STDs don't have any symptoms. I had a friend who had gonorrhea for probably like months, and he had no idea that he had it until he got tested. And he had been sleeping with people without using a condom on because he thought he was clean.
What?
Yeah. Look, I don't mean to be a buzzkill, but I just can't do this without a condom on. I'd be too stressed out to enjoy it anyway.
I'm sorry, I don't think I have any condoms.
Well, it's a good thing that I do.
What? Oh, so prepared.
Talking about STDs and safer sex can feel awkward at first, but once you actually do it, it gets easier. And protecting your health and your partner's health is a great way to show that you know what you're doing when it comes to sex. But there's more to this than just safer sex. You've got to get tested too. Here's how to deal with those conversations.
So I thought that video was good because it kind of covered all different types of sexualities and types of prevention. Now we wanted to go into the emotional and social implications of sex. Is sex positive or negative? Adolescents who engage in oral or vaginal sex have reported a wide range of social and emotional consequences, both of which can be positive or negative. More adolescent males than females reported to having experienced only positive consequences and less likely to have felt used or bad about themselves. Some positive consequences, 55 to 96% reported feeling good about themselves. 31 to 75% reported that their relationship with their partner improved. 8 to 26% felt that they had become popular. And the difference in gender was key. Boys were more likely to brag about their social conquests and use their experience to garner popularity. Some negative effects: 34 to 48% felt bad about themselves after sex, 33 to 53% felt regret, 25 to 54% felt used, 20 to 46% felt guilty. Girls were more likely to report that they felt used and were more likely to keep their non-virgin status hidden from others. And here were our references. Thank you for listening to our presentation.